time to go viral. I'm homicidal, I'm killing all my rivals. I'm the man, shit, I put that on the Bible. Spotify my target, cause you know I got the title. Hey, I'm a Mac too. I told baby shake that ass like she Apple. She said it's real, so she got my name tattooed. House full, so I hit it in the back room. Baby said she needed nail, peep the urgency. I want a little Kim before she had the surgery. Leg spread on that hardcore poster. She love twerking, she just do it for the coach. Big dog, bull massive. 6 tray Chevrolet, I'm classic. All these niggas mad at me, that's tragic. The main bitch in the bed, that's graphic. Yeah, we about to go viral.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, 1313. We back live from the LBC. Shout out to the Viral Gang villain, because they hate me for my opinion. And I got bro in the building, as always, the co-host of the co-host. Y'all know what's going on.
Yeah, Messiah the Great, cuz I'm about to switch it up. They didn't been getting to my boy.
Nah, they're not getting to nothing. You just gotta, you gotta hit them with some new ism every now and then. You feel me? Shout out to the Tinfoil Hat Gang. I'm gonna have to tap in with y'all today, man. Shout out to everybody, the Red Pill Bros. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the ladies, you feel me? Shout out to everybody coast to coast that been tapping in. We see all your comments. We see all the love. We see all the support. We see all the hate. The real recognize real. And a lot of y'all out there looking familiar, man. Viral Gang, viral way or no way. Y'all know what it is.
Nah, facts.
And I'm going to say it like this too, man. Don't believe everything you see on these apps and on these social medias. It's a lot of faking going on. Trust me, we on the scene. We can see behind the scenes. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. You ever turn this camera on and you see people trying to convince you that they rich? 9 times out of 10, they're not rich. Because real wealth does not have to announce itself. They don't have to tell you they're wealthy. The money talk for them. You see them on yachts. You see them owning businesses. You see them owning real estate. You see the business moves. They businesses are public. You can look up their LinkedIns and all that. You know they wealthy. Jeff Bezos ain't got to run around telling you he a millionaire, billionaire. Elon don't got to keep telling you he a millionaire, billionaire. You just know when you see him. So all these niggas on the gram doing the money phones and spreading the money out, that's all they got right there. They probably don't even got a bank account. That's their life savings right there. So don't be fooled by everything. Everything that glitters ain't gold. And all these dudes out here trying to prove how tough they are to the internet, they ain't really tough. Because people that's really tough don't even want you to know they tough, first of all. Number 2, their reputation of being tough is going to speak for them. Mike Tyson ain't got to tell you he tough. John Jones ain't got to tell you he's tough. Muhammad Ali didn't have to tell you he was tough. You just knew. Tookie Williams didn't have to tell you he was tough. Raymond Watson didn't have to tell you he was tough. Real tough guys don't go on the internet trying to prove that they're tough. If you ever know real tough people, they're actually some of the nicest people. If you know any Samoans, nigga, I ain't met a soft Samoan yet. They all hard, nigga. They all tough. But they the nicest people in the world. Just don't piss them off, though. So, hey, everything that glitters ain't gold.
Nah, it's like, damn, what was Cud's name? He had a quote. He was basically just saying, like, don't take my kindness for weakness, because weakness is not what you're going to remember. In a sense.
Barred up on him.
Yeah, so Cud was doing that, and we know that, man. People know real niggas don't got to act hard at the end of the day. When it's time to be tough, you're going to be tough. And most of those majority of people, it's like they know how far they going to take it. So they'll try to at least prevent it. Unless you just a young crash out already, where you still in that mindset. But for the most part, niggas know you got more to lose and it's more to life. That's what people got to understand too. And the internet, man. Don't believe everything you see and half of what you hear. So, because most of this shit it's the Truman Show.
Oh my God, we are in the Truman Show for real.
Man,
that is a fact.
It's the Truman Show. And if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Basically, to sum it all up, everything, he ended up figuring it out. Basically, he cracked the code of the Matrix and realized that he was in the whole script the whole time. The whole movie was about him being inside of a show. And he finally made it out at the end, even though they didn't want him to.
You know what? About that Truman Show, too, I seen a theory, not even a theory, it was sort of like a conspiracy that they had these private islands where people were raised in certain time periods, but they don't know about the outside world. So say you go to this island is the 1950s island. And everybody that's born on this island only know the 1950s. They don't know about modern technology. They don't know anything. They live life as the 1950s. Over here it might be the 60s. Over here it might be the 70s. And that got me to thinking, well, shit, are we on one of them little locations and we stuck in the 2000s and whatever year we in, the 2010s, the 2020s and all that, because life is the Truman Show, like you said. It's all a script. Everything is a script. Everything you see happening in life is a script. It's being scripted out. Everybody's playing characters. Almost nothing is as real as it seems. So that movie right there just lets you know, man, you in a movie, you in a script, and only the thinkers can detach from the script. In every movie you see, it's always a select few, whether it be The Matrix, whether it be The Truman Show, whether it be Minority Report, whether it be They Live. It is always a small minority that are the black sheep or the black wolves who can see through the fog. We just so happen to be some of the ones who can see through the fog, which is why I always got my glasses on. You feel me?
I'm not gonna lie though, but when you see through the fog, it comes with a lot. Because I tell people all the time, it's a gift and a curse when you notice everything and things sometimes you don't even want to notice. Then you look at regular people and they might watch something, they might see something. I am gonna say regular people. Just people that's not awakened, I should say, in a sense to everything, or they just don't care about it. They live life just on NPC, on drifter mode. So now you live it like that, you're not necessarily concerned nothing but the day-to-day things. So nothing else really outside of that. You're never thinking outside of that. You're just moving like a robot. You wake up, brush your teeth the same way, shower the same way, rinse off the same way. You're moving like robotically without ever thinking outside the box.
Yeah, there's an old quote. It says, "To be alone is the fate of all great minds." So isolation is the fate of deep thinkers, because you can no longer coexist with the sheep. You can no longer coexist with the people living blissfully, believing all the lies. Like, you can go on YouTube right now, right? They have this show where a shepherd will be herding sheep around a fire. He'll take them around one time. He'll take them around two times. He'll take them around three times. On that third time, he's running, then he runs out of the line. But the sheep continue following the sheep in front of each other. And they'll infinitely go around in that circle until the shepherd comes and stops them. So that makes you think, if you sit back and you break free and you see through the fog, that's society. Society is the sheep hopelessly going in a circle, following other sheep endlessly with no end destination.
And mind you that the first sheep that is leading the rest of the sheep is following the man, and it does not continue to follow him. It continues to go in a circle. Even though the rest of the sheep follow the sheep in front of them, that first sheep did not follow him when he left outside the venue. So it's just wild when you think of that. And they don't even recognize, or nobody thought outside of it, like, well, he's the one leading, and they don't continue to follow it. So it's just crazy. They got a video too, I think, of it.
No, it is a video.
So,
I'm gonna post it on the pod page. I was watching it earlier. This is crazy. They literally go in circles, round and around and around the fire.
I think they ended up crashing out on there too, didn't he?
Yeah, some of them. I guess eventually they start crashing.
Some of them landed in the fire.
Yeah, some of them went in the fire. Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
And that's basically the moral of society, right? Because you got to think, when people say land of the free, think how free you really are. If a phone call right now from the higher ups that's over you, that's signing your paychecks, if they can put an end to your livelihood with a phone call by telling you, hey, we no longer need your services, you cut today, come pick up your last check, and you living check to check, how free are you? You're not free. Your whole livelihood is based on and determined by the decision of somebody else. So think about how spooky that is. Your entire livelihood and your family's entire livelihood is set on another person. That ain't no way to live. But that's how majority of society is set up to live. So you got to come with some type of foolproof plan to break away from the system that way. That if another COVID happened, guess what? You still straight. If this person stopped dealing with you, you still straight. If you lose this relationship, you still straight. Almost 90% of people in the world is one severed relationship away from being flat broke and homeless. And what I mean by severed relationship is your job. That job, whoever is over you at that job, say you're no longer needed, you're cooked. That's spooky. We don't really think about it because when the check come, we good. All right, we can breathe again. One small minor hiccup, your transmission go bad. You get in a car accident. Your plumbing go bad. Now you ain't even got $1,000 to spare. Then the wheels start to turn. And what happened every time? You figure out a way to get it done, right? So just think about if you had that panic mindset of, I got to get this done year round towards accomplishing your goals, what you could accomplish. Because we don't never really push ourselves until we in that fight or flight mode. Oh, shit, I'm homeless if I don't figure this out by Monday. Then you figure it out.
But and I believe it's the pressure. The pressure bring the best out of some people, and the pressure make a lot of people fold. And it's crazy because I was just watching an old movie. I don't know if you've seen it, the Devil's Advocate, with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. So he basically had the understanding of having free will, but in the movie, in a sense, he was always convinced, like somebody would always just give him an option, like, but he would put pressure on him. He might just throw an idea in your ear, and I might be speaking the truth to you, but you run against the idea that I gave you. And it created pressure, unnecessary pressures on him, but he started going against his morals. He started doing certain things. Like he would say he was a good lawyer, and he was a great lawyer in a sense. He never lost. But at the same time, when he took the job, the dude ended up being a pedophile in one of the scenes. Mm-hmm. Long story short, he didn't find out because he was in court. He thought the dude was innocent the whole time. But as the little girl was on the stand talking, he catches the dude rubbing on his crotch in the middle of the trial. So now he basically gets up out the courtroom, goes back into goes in the bathroom, washes his face and shit, about to quit. One person came in there and started clowning him. Like he told him, he said, "You can't win them all." That's basically what he told him. Like, you can't win them all. No, we all got to lose one day. But this dude had won like 64 cases without ever losing. But that made him go against his necessary morals or principles of standing up for the rights of people. But it caused a chain reaction based off of one choice. You really got to watch it and just see you understand. It's like, basically, that's how temptation, that's how the so-called devil gets to you. He can't really do nothing to you, but if you don't think for yourself or you don't have no middle ground of what you would do and what you won't do, it's still a chain of reactions that goes from the universe.
And that's why you got to have a set of principles and standards that you live by. Because if you don't, you become susceptible to anything.
But it showed him he had them, but not compromising them was the biggest thing. Because based off of him saying that, it motivated him to tap into the dark side of himself and just say, fuck it. I know this dude is guilty, but I'm still finna beat this case because this nigga talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, it was like,
he was about to stop.
Exactly. Yeah. He'll put up with the evil of, fuck it, the evil gonna win today technically, but I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Because he's talking shit.
He put himself first. Yeah, he was about to quit. But if the dude would have never came in the bathroom and said nothing to him, what I'm saying is that's how people can trigger you in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, I probably was cool, but nigga, now you said some shit, you didn't put fuel on the fire. Nigga, you didn't got me going. And it was him under that type of pressure, but it came with a price also though. It was just more so you start to see down the line where it took him, where he got, but how things end up playing out. It's a crazy
You know
movie.
what that's tied to? Emotional attachment. You're emotionally attached to how others view you or how others make you feel. Once you become emotionally detached, that's freedom. Most people live through life. The actions they take, the clothes they wear, the jewelry they buy, the cars they drive, the house they live in,
make them who they are.
the vacations that they go on is rooted in how will other people view me if I buy this outfit and put it on, if I buy this car, drive it, if I buy this watch, if I travel to this vacation destination. People are literally traveling to destinations based on what's trending on social media and what's going to get the most likes.
Facts.
Not necessary.
I want to enjoy this
I want to
spot.
go enjoy this actual location. You just like, oh, it's going to make me look richer on the gram. So most people are slaves
That's a mental
to
illness.
each other. It's crazy.
That shit is wild.
Like you seen old boy in New York. He was walking by the trash. The nigga saw an empty Hennessy bottle or something like that. I think it was Don Julio or Hennessy. Picked it up, did a boomerang with the empty bottle to make it look like he was outside on the block lit, and then put the bottle back in the trash. But the whole time, somebody's recording him pick up the bottle out the trash. That is crazy. You are a slave to how others view you.
Yeah,
Picking up a bottle out of the trash to look lit online. How consumed by the opinions of others do you have to be to stoop that low? It's insane. When
it's crazy. It is insane, but then they say some people like that are playing the game. Because if perception is reality and people gonna believe that he outside lit just based off of that. How many times, like I say, I see people all the time where I seen them out in clubs and shit or at parties And then they be like, man, pull up, it's cracking. Nigga get there like, man, this shit weak as hell. But it
Nah,
looked
for
at,
sure.
but it looked at lit on the gram, or it looked at lit depending on what you was doing. You get there like, what am I even here? Come out of here. Like, so I guess I agree with you saying with the mental illness shit of doing that, but
They're
I
trying to get you there to make it lit. Like, let's see how many people we can get here. Hey, it's lit, it's lit, it's lit.
Nigga,
Pull up.
This shit trash. Nigga,
It
pull
is-
up.
exactly.
Yeah. So that shit is wild. But y'all gotta watch that, man. It's Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. It's a good movie. It's a cold movie. As a matter of fact, I was watching it high as hell. I ate a gummy.
This nigga crazy.
So it really had
Took
a
you
nigga,
to another dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Really, now you thinking every scene is something, but it is in a sense. Like, but it makes you really think about shit. All that type of shit. Truman Show, They Live. You know, he said it was a damn documentary. So it's
exactly.
deeper
The
than what we
Matrix, the
see.
documentary. All these movies is low-key docs of what we living in real life that's unfolding in real time. And y'all got to realize, too, timing plays a part of how far you can go in life. Timing plays a part of if you get the job, if you don't, if you close the deal, if you don't, if you get the girl, if you don't. Timing is key. A well-timed sentence hits harder than a 5-minute speech. Like, you ever had a joke, you know for a fact, everybody finna laugh at this joke. It's the perfect joke, but you timed it wrong. The whole room was talking when you said it. Somebody next to you heard it. Then when the room got quiet, they said it. Then the room bust out laughing. And they looking at it like he told the joke or she told the joke. It's too late for you to try to take claim to the joke or re-say it. You didn't time it right. Your timing was off. So you didn't get the full effect of the joke where this person took your joke, said it during the right timing, and boom, it hit.
Sometimes that should be bullshit though. Because you can say
mad, huh?
you can say some shit and everybody could be listening, and the next person said, and everybody, oh, well, yeah, I do get it. Like, that should be wild though. But I get exactly what you're saying though. Timing is everything, but they say time is illusion too.
Yeah, man. Excuse me. Timing is everything. A well-timed sentence is more effective than a 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute speech, man. Y'all got to remember that. Because usually people only remember the last few lines of the speech anyway. That's why they usually put the hardest hitting lines towards the end. Or that's why in battle rap, you want to go last because you want to leave that lasting impression on the crowd, on the audience. So y'all got to, get your timing up, man, because a lot of people be missing their blessings and quitting, not knowing that, hey, your time is just off. Tweak your timing a little bit. You're going to get exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's like I see people that made records, made music, and they might have dropped their shit. Song been out for 2 years, and then it finally blew up.
Exactly.
It was meant to happen when it was gonna happen.
Exactly.
So.
But yeah, man, what's up with y'all today, man? It's Sunday, fun day. Y'all know what's going on, man. I hope you got your workout in. Hope you made some money. Hope you drank some water. I hope y'all out here living right, detaching from the madness we call social media, because this will have you in a twist, man. You really got to let your dopamine receptors reset, because this is how you fried.
Nah, facts. Hope y'all said some prayers today.
This is definitely
sure.
how you fried. You got to think, man, how often are you sitting in silence? Most of the answers that you're looking for in life come to you in silence. Most of the answers that you're looking for in life are found in complete silence. Really just think. Most inventors, the things they invented, they came up with the idea in complete silence. They were sitting in their lab. They had whatever utensils, they had whatever chemicals, whatever they needed to put together, and they silently sat. And like you always say, where do thoughts come from? All the answers is out there, but somehow they thought deep enough and they grabbed that shit out of nowhere, out of the group consciousness, out of whatever, the energy, whatever you believe in, the frequency hit them, but out of nowhere, a thought popped in the head. Oh, I need to try this. Where did that thought even come from?
They had to align with it. The frequency already exists. So they had to get in that energy or get on that vibration. And the only way to get on that vibration was for them to have that key focus or that key thought or think about things. Shit might hit you out the blue, but you tapped into that channel. When we out here moving around and we focused on all the bullshit, it's no way to reach that. Like I tell people all the time, like when you think of thoughts, more powerful thoughts are like cousins to each other. So a person that's healthy, more than likely are gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? A person that's sick, more than likely ain't gonna be happy or healthy or none of that. They're gonna be thinking bullshit thoughts. So it's still as within and so without. We still don't understand that, but it is. That's where it starts from. Even you getting up to go work out every day, without having that thought of knowing that your intention is to go work out, you're not going to do it. You're not going to put that action behind it to get to that point that's going to have you looking right or feeling good about yourself. And then you get the people that's don't, where they equating everything, what they call it, where people got the depressed eating and all that type of stuff, where you just can't stop feeding yourself. You're getting fatter and making yourself worse in a sense, but it's all still here because you choosing to, what you say, pick your heart. And this is going to be worse at the end of the day, the more you're stuffing yourself or versus eating because you're depressed or whatever case it may be, of not being self-aware enough to care about your health. We don't really necessarily care about it until it's time to care about it, until it's time to get to the doctor. Like, but you should be working to not make it there. There's some people that don't even fucking get sick. And they say if you fast maybe every other day, you wouldn't get sick at all.
If fasting is the magic. It definitely is the magic. And like you said, health is the number one priority because it don't matter what you got. If your health is on the line, you don't care about nothing else.
Nothing.
And you'll give it all up to get your health back. Like I said, if somebody said, hey, I'll give you $1 billion right now, sign this contract, but the fine print on the contract is, hey, tomorrow your ass ain't gonna wake up. How valuable is that $1 billion? You like, billion? Man, fuck that. I'm gonna stay alive.
How valuable is that billion, or how valuable is you? You're more valuable than you believe at that point. You have to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially like we always say, it'll never be another you. So of course, God made only one of you ever. If you don't feel like you the shit, something wrong with you. You better feel it in every way.
Definitely. And we got to change the way we view money. We really got to sit back and change the way we view money. Most people value money, and they don't understand what they really value is the things money can provide. So most of us go to work thinking we're working for money, when in reality, we're working not to lose the lifestyle that we're living. You think you're going to get the money, but what do you do with the money? You shop, you go on vacation, you do this, you buy this food, whatever your lifestyle is, that's what the money provides. Money is a tool, it's a vehicle. So you work out of the fear of losing the lifestyle that this vehicle is creating for you. And that ties back into the first topic we spoke about not letting another person be in control of that, because now they control you. So now you're adjusting your true self because now you got a code switch at work. So now you go home after 9 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours, feeling like less of a man or less of a woman because you had to dim your light a little bit, because what's law number one? Never outshine the master. So even though you might know more than your boss, you can't walk around the job displaying that because he might get rid of your ass. So now you dimming yourself and dumbing yourself down out of fear of losing the lifestyle that this tool we call money is creating. So instead of chasing the money, we got to focus on creating something that generates the money. Because if you got a job, the job ain't necessarily generating the money. Your time is. You're giving away time that you can never get back for money that they're making out of thin air. Now, if you create the actual infrastructure that's creating the money that's created out of thin air, now you're talking. Now you're getting somewhere. But most of us don't think that way. We just trying to hurry up and get the dollar because we got to pay the next bill. Stuck on that cycle, stuck following the sheep that the shepherd done heard it, right? Around the fire.
That's facts. And it's crazy because they say fear is what you got to get rid of for everything. You know what I mean? We doubt. People are scared to be. People fear criticism. People fear death. People fear going broke. People even fear success. And all fear is what they say, false evidence appearing real. So even with fear in that sense, or face everything and rise. You know what I'm saying? So it's all perception. It's all how you really look at it, because fear is one of the main kryptonites of everything. And especially, I think they say one of the biggest fears is like maybe dying, fucking people speaking in front of people, and criticism. Criticism is one of the strongest ones. But criticism only can kill you so much when you adopt it and accept it as your truth. So that's what I think. And a lot of us do that, as far as our people especially. That's why we're out here trying to look like something. Like, you know, the way you dress is what represents or signifies to most people a symbol of what you got, or looking like you got the money, like you just said. Or I got the chains, I got this, I got that. So I'm appearing as I want people to understand that I got money. If I put on a clean white t-shirt, I want people to know that I'm clean. This is why you don't go wrong with certain things. So I think it's all rooted back to what we always talk about, the mindset. Developing a mindset of not giving a fuck in a sense, of worrying about fearing how people gonna talk about you, fearing how people gonna see you. It's more so how you see yourself. That's what really count. Because it starts with our own minds, and that's how everything else starts to unfold.
And what's crazy is the more money you get, the more wealth you get, the less you want people to know. Because what you start to realize is the people stop clapping for you once you start reaching certain levels of success, and they start preying on you. So if you ever study like Machiavelli, right? The Machiavellian concepts and all of that, he would test people around him. So most of us think you do good to get good. So we'll do nice gestures like give things away, or if you got a lot of money, you'll give some money to some people or help people in times of need. Machiavelli did the same, except it was a test because he wanted to see how you would respond to the gifts that he was giving or the good that he was doing for you. Are you going to be truly grateful, or are you going to start to become sort of like
expecting it?
Yeah. Like you damn near owed it. You know, a lot of people, you do good for them after a while, they start to feel like you owe they owe a part of your success.
And that goes back to when you do stuff for people, and then when you finally don't do nothing for them, then they flip on you.
Bingo.
The first time you tell a person no, then it becomes something. And that's something I want to talk about too. They gotta like the law of reciprocating or doing favors for people. Like, how do you decipher if somebody's really genuinely doing a favor for you, or if somebody's doing this for a bigger favor later in life? They might do something and sometimes you can't tell. You should be able to tell, but I think a lot of people get guilt tripped, or they feel guilty themselves when people start to do things for them versus just accepting a gift. They had like a story, because it can mess you up, because they had a story of a little girl. So she had an assignment in class where she had to give a flower to every parent that walked in the door. So the first parent that came in the door, and mind you, the girl may be 8 or 9 years old. The first parent that walked in the door, he looked at her and basically told her, what's the catch? What's the catch with this flower? Like, basically, I don't want it. Like, shined her off. And the girl basically got crushed and couldn't finish. They had to swap her out. But they both learned lessons that day. It's like, who's at fault at that point? Is it the little girl being at fault in the sense of not continuing to do that? Or is it the man, because somebody else, he must have went through something to get to a point where he don't accept gifts? Because for her, she told him basically, nah, it's a gift. I'm not looking for nothing in return. That was her assignment for the day. But he, being grown and didn't decipher from that, thinking maybe somebody's done something to him in his past to the point where he doesn't accept shit from people. Like, don't do me no favor.
Basically, avoid the free lunch. Because most things that are free are the most expensive. So a lot of people probably become paranoid of accepting things free because they know it's a bigger price later on down the line. So a lot of times, like, let's say somebody gonna do you a favor. Like you said, I don't know if they're gonna need me in the future or not, but they'll view it as, I did you a favor, so now you're on hold and on the hook and on the line for a favor to return to me when I need it. And you never know when they need it. You never know what it's gonna be. So a lot of people will be like, nah, just what's the price? Because this severs the ties of you expecting me to do something in return later on down the line when you feel like it and I maybe don't feel like it. So now our relationship is met with a disconnect because I didn't return the favor the way you viewed the way I should have returned the favor. So a lot of times people just say, man, how much? Because this is the favor is whatever I'm paying for, and this is how I'm returning the favor by just paying your ass.
But at the same time, from that story, it's like, what else would this little girl be trying to get from me at that point? Bro, I'm not accepting the flower, and she's doing this for everybody that's walking in there. People don't expect no favors when y'all walk in these, say you go to Costco and they got the samples out and they give you a sample. A motherfucker red flag not gonna go off like they want something back from you, even though we know they're trying to sell you something, but you're not gonna feel obligated to go, I'll take this sample and I'm gonna go buy it. I'm just saying, being able to decipher, it's like, it's in a sense, you're stopping somebody else's blessing also, if they are genuinely doing that, because it's yin and yang. You know what I mean? The more you give, the more you receive. So by still him knocking her off of that, that probably could have changed her whole trajectory of just having a genuine heart and being a person that wants to give something to somebody. Some people are out here that actually just like to bless people. I go see a smoker outside and get that nigga something to eat or something to drink. I'm not expecting nothing ever again in life from the smoker again or expecting to see him.
But most people do that expecting on getting some good from the universe because they feel like whatever I put in, I get back. So most of the time when people give, it's not out the kindness of their heart. They believe if I get this smoker something, God is going to deliver me something that I want in return. It's very seldom people just do things off the dribble just to do it, unless it's tied to their emotional strings.
No, you know you're going to get something back because that's the energy I'm putting out.
No, that's what I mean. You're doing it to get something, not necessarily here just because this is what I feel like I want to do without even the thought of getting something back.
Yeah, but it might not be the thought all the time because what if I don't even know that the energy worked that way? What if I don't even think the universe works that way? The little girl probably didn't know that.
No, I'm saying most people believe in karma. So they believe by doing this, I'm going to get this. So that's the whole objective of their, their good doing.
Or could it be a win-win? Like I know it might come back, but I also do want to look out for this person. This person is in a position where I can help, and I genuinely know it only could do me good anyway. So,
because it's like your kid. If you do something good for your kid, I believe that's the most closest probably to the genuineness you can get. Because what are you expecting to get in return? You just want to do it just because. You don't be looking at it like, what if I buy him these shoes? God gonna bless me with a car. He's like, I just want to get him the shoes. Versus the smoker, motherfuckers be thinking they finna get something.
Yeah, but it worked the same way too. Because even when you bless your kids, you still putting out that same energy. You still can have that mindset of the universe doing something for you. But I'm not saying majority of people don't even think about the universe or the laws of the universe or regardless. But
no, for sure.
Everything we're doing here is to be a service to somebody else, regardless. This is how you get anything, period. You wouldn't, if you just went and sat on a motherfucking mountaintop somewhere, you wouldn't receive shit. Yeah. You have to do that. Whether you going to work, you're being a service. Whether you helping somebody out for whatever reasons. I'm just saying being able to decipher of somebody with the malicious intent to where, like you said, you're in debt like the mob. To where it's
but
like,
what's
nigga,
crazy? No, go ahead.
Yeah, to like the mob, they might, nigga, well, you owe me. Like, you're letting it be clear. Like, how do you get around? Basically, what I'm getting at is how do you get away from that? Because some people take things like, I've been around people where I did stuff for them just to do stuff for them, and they wanted to do things for me, and I didn't accept it, and they started getting offended by that. Like, nigga, you always looking out for me. So maybe in a sense, they could have felt some type of way of feeling obligated to look back out, even though I really was just genuinely looking out.
I believe that's the power play, though, because, like, let's say you walk in the room, right? We had an event, and you're the only one in this event who walked in this room that genuinely doesn't need anything. You're the only one in this room who could just walk away unfazed. Where most people, they in here, they trying to get, let's say it's a job event or something, they trying to get hired or whatever the event is. They need the merch that's there. They want the alcohol that's there. They want the food that's there. They say you walk in, you ain't hungry. You walk in, you don't drink. You walk in, you don't need the merch. You walk in, you don't need the job. The power shift in that room is going to shift towards you. And if you don't accept things from people, now they start to question themselves in a sense. Because people want to give to the people who don't need it. As fucked up as that sounds, this is why you see people donating to celebrities but walking by the homeless. People feel like by doing something for you and you're in a certain position, that's going to put them closer to you and maybe have you pull them in and bring them closer to your position. A bitch will go take a picture with Chris Brown, pay him $1,000, thinking that in this 60 seconds, I'm going to sway Chris Brown with my beauty or whatever I'm going to whisper in his ear, and he going to be mine. That same female will tell you, hey, if you don't pay 100% of everything, you can't even talk to me. They don't value you, but they value Chris Brown, and they're willing to pay for things that they value. So that's the way I be.
It is. It goes both ways, but was just getting to a point of how do you determine the difference? Because it is genuine people, and it is people that are only want to do things for you just later online to tell you how much they did for you.
That too, like, as soon as you get in the argument.
I did all this for this motherfucker. Now they don't want to do shit for me. And then people gonna say, oh, it's your fault because you didn't have to accept it either. Like, but you act like you was genuine. You act like you was doing it out of that. Don't be mad because I'm not doing as much, or you feel like I owe you now. You know what I'm saying? So
and those the people you gotta watch. The ones who be
Right.
bringing up what they did every time they get mad, don't do shit for me ever again. I'm
in
cool.
life.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
ever,
cool. Cause,
yeah.
Cause this ain't genuine either. This is some type of power play for you to have some say-so or some type of bragging right over me. This is the only reason you doing it.
Even that, or just so when you do ask me, I could be like, damn, this motherfucker did do all this for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just genuine. So you got to be able to decipher that, man. Knows how people are playing it. No one is genuine, no one is not. And bless those that bless you at the same time, but don't overextend just because you feel obligated because your emotion, somebody did something for you. If they did it genuinely out their heart, and if they felt that way and want to do that for you, they should never expect nothing back from them for you again. If you don't do nothing, they shouldn't feel away, is what I'm saying.
I got a whole different mindset now because I believe the good get fucked over in the end. And not saying that you got to go against your morals, principles, and be a super fucked up person. But at some point, when you look at the super successful, it's always somebody in a story who felt like they got effed over, right? Because I remember there was a quote, don't quote me exactly, I might not have it word for word, line for line, but they said, favors are temporary, guilt lasts a lifetime. So you can do 100 favors for somebody, they'll forget that shit the second you say no. But if you figure out a way to make a person feel guilty for not doing something for you or for something that they did, they'll forever be indebted to you trying to get rid of that guilt. Like, you ever had somebody who you just cut off after they did something, you didn't give them a conversation or nothing? Them be the people that be begging to get back in your life. They blowing your phone up, you block them, they hit you from another number, they popping up at your crib. They're trying to do anything to just get back in your graces because that guilt is eating them alive. And I believe that's what the super wealthy, the super powerful, they utilize that guilt into getting us to do what we do. But to us, we'll look at that like, are they bad people? But can you really reach those level of success without being deemed bad in a sense?
I just think every story is different. I don't even necessarily think the guilt thing, like even with people like that, I just think I think some people realize that they might not ever have a friend like you again. They might not ever have a man like you again in their life. And now it was more of the absence created more of a respect level now, because now you're dealing with the people in your life. You've been a ain't shit person and you had somebody that was genuinely good in your life. You didn't realize how much that person showed up for you. And now that's the guilt of it. You guilty of yourself, not necessarily guilt of. It's just more so about treating people how you wanted to be treated, or somebody treated you good in a sense, and now you lost that and you never get it back. And some people chase those feelings again. That's what I mean by you being unique and being yourself, because people will go crazy chasing those feelings and you can't get it from nobody else. At least the shit I'm giving you ain't. But
man, I think a topic we don't talk about enough is how the government weaponizes the global consciousness. How the government weaponizes the shared consciousness. So they're aware of consciousness. They're aware that we all pull from the same pool of consciousness. So what I mean by them weaponizing it, look back at COVID, bro. Before COVID was announced and that whole campaign was ran on the news 24/7, the world was fine. Everybody was good. The hospitals weren't packed. Like, none of that. The second that those stories started to run, and then the shared global consciousness became hyper-focused on being sick and fucked up, everybody started getting sick and fucked up. To the point you were making yourself sick and didn't know it. It was people literally thinking about being sick so much, your body started to react to the thoughts that you were thinking. Like, I'm sick. If I come around people, I'm going to be sick. So people was going out to the stores like, oh, fuck, I was around somebody that sneezed. Oh, man, I'm going to get COVID. Bam, next thing you know, they wake up. Oh, I can't taste nothing. I can't. We were all hyper-focused and feeding that.
They really do that. If you pay attention now, even when you watch, say, maybe YouTube or certain things, like, I'll be frustrated that certain ads, it make you watch. Like, you can't even skip them, to the point where this is part of, and this is what I be meaning about the people that's either sleep or not. They're going to look at that like a regular commercial. I'm going to look at it like they trying to program a nigga. I'm not studying this. To watch this but what I mean is a lot of those commercials be about people that's sick, about certain medicine, about certain things. And they're constantly pumping this fear in you. Now with all these different type of diseases and shit like that. If you ever pay attention, you will see that they're doing this. But regardless, it's like a song or something that's a catchy hook that you hear, and later in the day, you thinking about it like, why is this shit still stuck in my head? It's no different than what they're doing. But I agree, and to go back to what I was saying on the Truman Show, if you watch that, he was tripping in the car. The frequency started fucking up in the car, and the radio started getting staticky. But the dude, everybody outside he was paying attention to, once they said they hit a button like how you was talking about they get rid of the bell. So they like, we got to change the frequency. And everybody just did like this and went a different direction. But all in one sequence. And if you go back to They Live, when he took them up to the top, remember he was like, this is how we control the world. He like, they already got everything. We can't do nothing. You remember the white dude?
Yeah.
And he was telling them, this is how we control everything. Just by the frequencies. We change the frequency, it's good. Like, and I feel like they necessarily be doing that without us doing it. Why you think everything is blocking off our, pineal glands, stuff like that?
Yeah,
so
your third eye for sure.
Yeah, everything is blocking it off. From the metals, the things, the food, the plastics, the shit that we drinking now, everything they're doing it to shut it down. They don't want us to be individual thinkers. They don't want you to be an independent thinker. And the ones that they can't stop, they allow them to come in, but it's like, nigga, you got to be a part of this now. Or you're not even going to say nothing. That's why you see a lot of these people don't come out. And then when people like Kyrie Irving come out and speak on it, people look at him crazy. But a lot of stuff he talked about, he was right about.
Nah, super facts. Because you got to think, if y'all don't know, the more that, like, let's say you have an idea, right? You got an idea, you got a project, you got whatever. That project is going to always take off faster with a group of people hyper-focused on the end result of that idea or that project faster than it is you on your own. Because now we're feeding from the group consciousness. We're feeding from the global consciousness of, okay, me and my group, me and my partner. This is why you look at record labels, right? Yeah, you could take off as an independent rapper, but you're going to always take off faster in the group. Look at G-Unit. Look at Rockefeller. Look at Bad Boy. Look at Cash Money. Look at No Limit. All of them collectively working together propelled them faster than if Wayne would have went independent, than if Snoop would have went the independent route. Why? Because all of their mind was pulling from the same shared consciousness, especially when they was in that studio.
Two heads is better than one.
That's why it hit harder whenever they in the studio, because now we all hyper-focused on this song instead of me doing my verse on my own, and then I send it to you, you do your verse. It's not going to hit the same because we're not thinking about it at the same time. So this is what they do. They have the mass shooting shit. They put it on TV, and then they had the whole world scared. Now we all vibrating lower. And that spreads throughout the shared consciousness of the world. So now everybody's walking around fucked up. And even if you are at a higher vibration, the people around you probably are not. So now every conversation you have, they talking about how scared they are. Bringing your vibrations down to the point where you either got to cut them off, stay the fuck away from them, or you slowly get sucked in. And we all work 9 to 5s, right? Most people are sheep. So as soon as you go to work, you're around them more than your family and your friends and your peer group. So you're susceptible to whatever mindset your coworkers got, whatever bullshit conversations they want to have. To be a good coworker, you have to indulge in the convo. So now you indulge in the shit that you feel is beneath you, and that's actually lowering your vibration down. You dumbing yourself down just being around coworkers and shit.
Right.
It's a cold cycle.
The fear is the strongest key thing, because you don't even realize a lot of shit that you fear. Or even when you think about, like you said, you working a 9 to 5, and it's like the power, it's like the powers that be of concentrating on things. Most of us, when we talk about this so much that we focus on the things that we don't want, but you don't focus on the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? And majority of us unconsciously, we only focus on what we don't want. Like we said, you might got bills, and you be like, damn, man, this bill just came fast. And what you focusing on? The next time this bill come, nigga, it's gonna feel like it came even faster. Like, you gonna wake up, it's gonna be another bill in the mail. It's gonna be something else that you don't want, but not realizing you're focusing and creating these things. Not saying that bills ain't gonna come. Of course, we know that, but you're not opening up to nothing else for the blessings to come in your life either, because you're not focusing on that type of stuff. So I just think it gets back to the mindset. Just imagine like how things work, because most of our minds move sporadic. Like if you had a magnifying glass, you ever try to burn an ant with a magnifying glass? But what you have to do with the magnifying glass to get the picture clear and for it to happen faster, you have to move that magnifying glass and keep it in one spot. versus moving it over and over. You never burn the ants when you do that shit. And that's the same way we got to have with our mindsets and with a clear focus, with a clear view of what we trying to do out here. In my opinion, we'll see though, because we laser focus right now and things are starting to finally shake how they supposed to. And even then, you're going to start only trying to, I'm working on that shit myself, only speaking on the things that I want. That's it. Even before they even hear. Niggas spoke that shit into the universe and they appeared.
Like, you got to think, bro, these old sayings start to hit.
Yeah.
Teamwork make the dream work.
No,
they were
fact.
talking about pulling from the collective consciousness. Teamwork as a team. If I think by myself, I'm only emitting certain amount of vibrations. If I got 5 partners here and we thinking about everything, that vibration and those thoughts are magnified times 5. Which is going to make that gravitational pull way stronger than it is by myself. They was giving us little hints. We really got to start thinking about this, cuz. Y'all got to wake y'all game up out there, man.
Everything. And then now they starting to, they coming out with some stuff where they talking about, they got the AI finna start determining your body movements and how you moving through the world. Like, you finna have zero privacy. But the idea and the image that popped in my mind when I read up on that and seen it was the Matrix when it turns green and it just shows the frequencies, the energy. You know what I'm saying?
The numbers.
Yeah, that's how they're incorporating the AI through us. We might not be able to watch it, but this is how they're watching you. So your body is going to move like the numbers. Like, so when they're seeing you through the AI, it's not going to necessarily be your body, but they're getting, because energy is nothing is solid. So if they put you through a telescope or something, not a telescope, what's the shit called? The scientists thing be using where they can look at your body up close type stuff. Damn, I forget the name of it.
What is it, a microscope?
Yeah, microscope. I'm saying. Yeah, put you under a microscope, your body will be vibrating. This table will be vibrating. It's only all the chemicals brought together or the energy brought together that makes it solid. So we'll see, man.
Like,
We'll
it's
see.
a
lot. It's a lot.
it's a lot, man. I don't want to lose them. You feel me? The ones that know that
if you
they
get
know.
it, you get it.
If you get it, you get it. What's going on in the celebrity world, man? What type of news we got going on? I see
Man, I don't
Deon
know.
on the operating table.
Shout out to Deon, man. You know, I salute Deon because he's putting his whole story, his faith, everything in the eye's view. And a lot of men go through things, and a lot of men typically, us as black men, we go through certain stuff, especially him catching I think he had he had cancer, but he had what is it called?
That nigga
again?
said blog cancer.
I didn't say blog.
This nigga said he had blog cancer.
I didn't want to
This
say
nigga
bladder.
wild.
I didn't want to say bladder.
Yeah, I think it was bladder.
It was.
When
I
he get
think
his
so.
some of his bladder removed or something like that.
Yeah. So
And don't he got wasn't Karuchi there? He dating Karuchi now? What was that all about?
Yeah, he
Where'd
said
that come from?
Nah, I think that's his. I don't think he ain't dating Karuchi. I think that's like his stepdaughter or something like
so
that.
somebody was putting false.
They
All
was
right.
capping. Yeah, I think she was just supporting him. But he got he talked about the pain of having his bladder removed or stuff like that. Guess he woke up, couldn't piss and shit like that. Said he was in a fetal position crying. What I'm saying is he just showed every exhibit of it. And then I liked it because somebody was asking him a question like, oh, how do you feel facing death? And he like, man, ain't nobody facing no death. He said, I got too much life to live. Like, I got faith in God. This is life. Like, I'm looking life in the face, or I'm facing life or facing living. This is just what it is. Like, and I salute Deon because as men, we don't be vulnerable. Niggas don't go in there and talk about what he went through with that. And even having that type of surgery, nigga, like, I don't even know if cuz shit still work. Like,
Nah, Deon had a lot. They done cut some of his toes and his foot off. Now his bladder. It's Deon going through a lot of turmoil later in life. So I salute the Deon for staying mentally strong and still being able to accomplish what he's accomplishing, facing what he's facing.
He said, I got a lot of work to do. I ain't done. Like, it ain't even phasing him, it seemed like. So shout out to Deon for having that strength and that courage to do what he doing.
Because Deon is one of the OGs in the game who's showing you how to move at his age. And there's a lot of other OGs that's out here moving on goofy time right now. You see Cam Newton and Gillie the Kid going back and
That
forth.
was crazy. Yeah.
I seen Gillie. He had the Super Bowl championship trophy, and he was saying, yeah, shout out to Jalen Hurts, shout out to the Eagles, blah, 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 blah. Cam Newton, you never had one of these. You never had one of these, blah, blah, blah. Then I go to see Cam's stream. He pull up Gillie the Kid rap numbers. You're like, man, you never charted the top 100 pop hits, hip hop hits, nothing. None of your records went platinum. Like, you didn't do anything in the rap game. You basically was a nobody. He basically said, I was the somebody. You're just a cheerleader, and he called him a mascot. Say, bro, you never was on the field. You're cheering with a Super Bowl trophy. You've never played the game at a high level at all, if you played at all, and you damn sure never seen the field. I came from JUCO, won a Heisman, and made it to a Super Bowl. Whether I won or not, I'd have made it to the highest level that you could make it to, and I wasn't even supposed to make it out. Like, Cam came from a JUCO, and they just been going back and forth. Gillie started snapping on him, tight pants wearing motherfucker.
Yeah, but Gillie be going in, man. Gillie chill out a little bit, but Gillie, you already know what time it is, man. I'm Philly strong, so we rocking. I do understand where Gillie coming from. It's the Jalen disrespect, and the whole point was they come from two different fields. Regardless if Gillie didn't make it in rap, he did a lot. Gillie has overcome the odds himself. Coming from Philly, coming out of that environment and getting to the point he's at. Whether if they talking podcast shit, because that's what they need to be talking. If they gonna talk about something they want to compare, you compare his rap career, your football career, that was cool, but compare y'all podcasting career, then go from there.
Well,
but other than that, I know. But what I'm getting at is that, Cam, you do look like a hater sometimes, nigga. You hating on Jalen Hurts for whatever reason, nigga.
What did he say?
He talking basically like Jalen ain't this type of quarterback. He ain't this, he ain't that. And it's like, nigga, to speak on Jalen, you should be saluting Jalen. Jalen always gave that nigga flowers when Cam was playing in the NFL and talking about how he basically inspired him and did a lot of things in a sense. So it's like the hate that you get for Jalen when he's done more than you already is really crazy work. And it's like, nigga, out of all the quarterbacks you got to hate on, cuz black quarterbacks is already hated on, period. You got to be another nigga that's hating on this nigga? Cause he's, and all these niggas y'all naming, Jalen has done more. He's won more games. Statistically, the only thing he probably ain't got is more yards, more touchdowns, passing, rushing, Super Bowl MVP, won a Super Bowl, went to 2 Super Bowls. It's like, nigga, you hating on Cub for what?
Well, if you standing with Gillie, you got some back phase to run, because Johnny Manziel jumped on Twitter and tagged Gillie. He said, yo, Gillie the kid, you may be the biggest fucking loser on the planet. Talking like you've done anything on the football field. If I see you, just know I'm going to slap the fuck out you. Trust. Johnny Manziel talking crazy.
Yeah, but Johnny talking crazy like that.
Johnny Manziel is talking crazy. Johnny talking crazy. He said, I'm going to slap the fuck out you when I see you.
I hope.
Trust.
I don't wish nothing, but we gonna see if Johnny gonna stand on there.
Johnny said
he talking.
He said, I'm putting belt to ass when I see you, niggas.
They tired of Gillie. Gillie is the mascot, but he did go too far with a little of shit. But I just think he just like, nigga, we're not taking no disrespect over here. That's all it is, nigga. He's standing up for how you supposed to.
He said, can't wait for this. Johnny Manziel says, I can't wait for this response. Just set up the rough and rowdy and let's call it a day. So I guess rough and rowdy is the white way of saying let's just set up the fade and let's get it out the way.
He want a bar fight.
Cut trying to get cracking. I don't know what. He been boxing in the offseason or boxing after his, I don't know what, but Johnny Manziel said he's ready.
It's crazy because I think the Eagles actually gave Gillie a Super Bowl ring.
That was wild. That was wild. He said, take Jalen's dick out your mouth for a couple minutes. I'm pretty sure he's got a chick already. Johnny Manziel was saying words you can't come back from as a man.
Nah, that's fact.
So
Johnny
is
I
lit.
get Johnny, but Johnny, what you jumping out there for?
I don't know where Johnny came from.
What are you jumping out there? So you must feel the same way Cam do. Y'all must be mad at Jalen shitting on shit. Cause that should have just been some man-to-man shit at that point. That's Cam and Gillie going back because Gillie spoke out on Cam as he should. And Jalen, we know Jalen just gonna show up and prove. He ain't finna do all the talking, nigga.
I don't know where Johnny Manziel came from. And he said, I love $1 million worth of game, but that's some of the corniest shit I ever seen in my life. Cuz just not feeling it.
Nah, and I respect that.
Cuz just not feeling it.
I respect that, but you talking all this phase shit, slapping a nigga, we gonna see about that.
Well, you know, Gillie got Philly with him, so I hope you got some switches on you, because them Philly YNs, they not fighting, cuz. You
talking
think you
all
finna
that?
just slap Gillie and that's finna be that, cuz. One of them little young niggas is gonna run down on you, so.
Gillie might got a little left for him, though. We'll see.
But you know, Gillie got a little squabble too, though, from what it looked like. He be boxing, so maybe we need to set this up on the next celebrity card. Aiden Ross, they got the celebrity bag that they dropping for everybody. So Johnny Manziel versus Gillie the Kid.
Nah, we need to create our own celebrity bag.
What's saying?
Yeah, we give it to them. We need to create our own.
I'm just saying, whoever got the money is the one who is creating.
I want to see what Wallow got to say about it. You know, Wallow be talking hella shit. Nigga, I told you quit doing all that goofy shit. Now you got niggas after you. Like,
because it's like to the point where without Wallow, where's Gillie in the media space? Because Wallow is the one who bridges the gaps from what it looked like. Gillie is the live wire where he be causing shit and then Wallow got to come and clean it up.
I don't think Wallow comes and necessarily cleans it up. I just think it's the yin and the yang for them to how they mesh now because they built it together because we could say without Gillie, will Wallow be where he at? I just think Wallow's acting more of his age and he's exceeding expectations when it comes to somebody that people can respect in a sense. Because Wallow does what he does and Wallow is unapologetically himself, but you won't catch Wallow doing all that.
I don't know. Are we going to see a fade before 2025 end? Johnny Manziel said he need that.
They're going to bump his order.
And we going to see if Gillie accept that.
Man, Johnny can't do that. You know he can't. Nigga, you gonna make the Buccaneers brand look bad, nigga. You ain't finna get out there and do all that. Even jumping out there and saying all that. Like,
Johnny shocked me. I didn't know Johnny was built like that.
Nah,
but you know, Johnny
they said he been a wild boy in college, nigga. They said Cub was coming to the games, fading, doped up, all the shit's like, so he might really want to fade, but it's like, what you jumping out the window for?
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to get some 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
I don't know what he on for real.
Because what's really going on with that? What do you got to prove?
Because you know they say he be playing with that nose candy, so maybe Cub was high when he seen that. Like, Cub, who the fuck is Gillie? Cub, what the fuck? I'm on Cub. So definitely, I'll be keeping a close eye on that. But Gillie got to chill out. Cubby out here wilding.
Yeah, he was wilding. He said, I'm going to go back and forth, then went right back and forth. Like
he made a response. I just didn't listen to it yet. It's like a 3-minute video. So y'all go check that out and see what Gillie's response was. And I'll see what the boy response was.
And they say black youth 15 to 24 suicide rates are rising faster than any group.
Yeah, niggas out here cooked. Niggas out here cooked, bro. And I'm telling you, it got a lot to do with them lowering their testosterone levels. And man, what's going on in the food? We didn't talk about suicide growing up, bro. We done went through the hardest of the hard. Niggas been homeless. Niggas been whatever the worst conditions you can think of. People in our communities grew up that way, and offing yourself was never an option.
Nah, it was like it's just life. It's a moment in your life right now. Like you gotta figure it out. That was it. So.
It seemed like every other day I get on Facebook, somebody talking about offing themselves, men and women. So it's something in the water, it's something in the food, it's something in the air, literally and figuratively. Why people, especially around our ages and younger, talking about offing themselves. That was taboo.
But you know the things too, we never had so many people fake living the lavish lifestyle either. You knew how everybody was living, nigga, when you walked to their house. You knew, like, and it wasn't nothing to be frowned upon. Some people live better than others. We didn't necessarily judge each other off of that. You know what I'm saying? It was real friendships. It was real things going on. Majority of the world now is cosplaying and stuff. Everybody's fake. It's not a lot of real, genuine people out here no more. So these kids are just comparing everything. We was actually outside living. I seen a video and it made me happy in a sense because I seen some little kids outside playing football. I'm like, damn, that was where outside was being outside, where you had to be like, and you was looked at weird, like if you just a nigga that stayed in the house or never came around. It was like, so it's different now. They comparing everything to social media. They have to keep up with the image. You got to look the best, and not knowing that all this shit is filtered up and just photos edited and shit like that. Like these people don't be looking like that when you see them.
Well, you got to realize most people are creating the fortress of depression that they living in because nobody told you to get on a gram and fake like you living this ultra lavish lifestyle. No, not you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about to the people that's doing it, and then now you gotta avoid people in real life because you don't have none of that shit you pump faking about having.
But the kid, but it's some kids that's not actually pump faking, but they will be deemed if they don't have the new Amiri on. They'll be crucified or shot on. Like niggas got shot on, you just grew thick skin. Even if the niggas that came with the fucked up shoes, like you you got clipped, but niggas left you alone, like niggas still fucked with you.
But who was the best roaster back then?
Huh?
Who was the best roaster?
The fat
back
niggas.
Then? The ones who didn't care about getting shot on.
Yeah, but I'm saying they had to build that thick skin. Now these kids get shot on, they going home crying, ready to off themselves at home. What I'm saying is the comparison, what we always talk about is the killer of all the joy. So you're 15, but you see somebody that's 15 that, you know, they mama and daddy got cars and they get everything they want. Like that shit didn't affect certain people. Like I knew kids that got every shoe, everything. They stayed fresh. Like there's some niggas you had to recycle your shit a certain way to stay fresh or keep your shit clean. But
teach your kids emotional detachment, cuz the ones who always had the best jokes was the ones who accepted who they were, but they knew you didn't. So you telling the fat person they was fat, the fat nigga who didn't care about being fat at the time, he was roasting your ass.
or if he did, that was his line of defense.
He knew
Fuck
how to
it,
hide
nigga,
that
I gotta
shit.
figure this shit out.
Nah,
Nigga.
facts, oh
Yeah.
God. But yeah, y'all get it together, man. 'Cause offing yourself is never the motherfucking answer, bro. It's never the answer. Whatever problem you having today ain't gonna be the same problem tomorrow, next week, a year from now. You're gonna look back and be like, damn, I was panicking for nothing. That shit is a raindrop in the ocean compared to the life that I'm living now. So, but you've been looking at what's going on in, what is that, Antarctica? They're getting radio signals from under the, I know, man, they keep fucking leaving this door open in here. They've been getting radio signals from under the ice.
Nah, I ain't really kept up with that. Radio signals from under the ice. They must have did something, dropped something in there or something. That's crazy.
Nah, because you know that's the only place on earth that all nations have a
We
peace
can't
treaty.
go.
And you can't go, and you can't fly over, you can't do nothing.
It's
so
something over there, man, that they all getting a piece of that they don't want nobody else to go figure it out. They agreed on it. They all getting a piece of Antarctica at certain times of the year. Look, we get this much, y'all got that much. Something else going on.
unexplained radio waves detected coming from beneath the Antarctic ice have puzzled scientists. These signals observed by the Anita X experiment appear to be traveling at steep angles and have defied explanation based on current particle physics understanding. Those signals seem to originate from below the horizon, suggesting they pass through a significant amount of ice and rock, which should have absorbed them. So it's some shit going on out there, man. It's definitely some shit going on. Y'all got to pay attention, man, because I'm telling you that Project Bluebeam is coming. They keep talking about, oh, it's this alien craft that's coming, approaching the Earth. We don't know what they own. We don't know if they're trying to attack, if they're trying to not. All of a sudden, we starting to see more and more alien sightings pop up. So you can go one or two ways. Are they about to fake the Antichrist like everybody had been saying for years? They're going to Project Bluebeam, Jesus in the sky, oh, the second coming, and bam, hit you with the NWO shit. Right. Or are these interdimensional beings like the ones that we saw reported at the Miami Mall when they shut it down and then dude caught it on his camera and disappeared? Are they starting to reveal themselves more? This is why I want to take DMT, because everybody who go on a DMT trip, they report coming in contact with the interdimensional beings who welcome them. It's almost like they was waiting on them, like, oh,
you finally made it. Yeah.
Now let me give you some game. And this is from people all across the world. This is from almost every civilization that ever existed on Earth who have dibbled and dabbled in the psychedelics, all report coming in contact with these interdimensional beings that we cannot see with our human eyes because they're on a whole different type of frequency that we can't visually see. They say it's like something like 11 dimensions or something. We in the third dimension? So you can't even see or hear the beings that's up here. And then they have, however they're doing it, the ability to move through solid objects, to appear and reappear, to disappear, to defy the laws of time and gravity. And it's really crazy, but everybody who takes the DMT shit, I know Joe Rogan is a big advocate of that. They report being able to tap into that.
Where do we get it from?
I don't know exactly where to get it from because I'm trying to get it. You can get a lot of it on the black market, on the streets. It's just I don't know how safe it is to get it from there. Right. I want to talk to some of the Joe Rogans. You feel me? They know where to get the shit that ain't gonna have you fucked off for life type shit.
Right. I'm gonna have to see what's up with that, or even tap into that, man.
Cause it's a lot of people I know who fuck with it. It's just I wouldn't trust getting it from where they getting it from. I'm cool.
It might not be pure. It might not be the right shit.
Because the chemicals that's in the DMT, your body naturally produces that, and so does nature. It's just it's at high doses you get that trip. Like just take mushrooms, and how much of a trip you go on that, amplify that times 1,000,000.
That shit might drive a nigga nuts. Yeah,
because it's quick. But then they say it felt like an eternity. So you might be here tripping for like 15 minutes. But it felt like
some hyperbolic time chamber.
Exactly.
One day was a year.
Exactly, on some Dragon Ball Z shit.
Exactly.
Which they be throwing that shit out there just to let you know, like, hey, this was going
probably
on.
got this, yeah.
Because you got to remember back in the early 1950s, 60s, and 70s when they did all the experiments with the psychedelics, when they was focused on mind control and creating these MK Ultra soldiers and all that type of shit, they was experimenting with all this shit back then during the hippie era and all that. And it's a reason why they don't allow it to be sold on the market legally like weed or like alcohol. Imagine you can go to the store and just get some DMT and go on a trip.
Yeah, they don't want people going on them trips. Like you said, we're gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna start thinking too damn much.
You might come back with some information they don't want you to have from one of these interdimensional beings, and you might crack the code. You might crack the system because you gotta really sit and think, man, how the fuck do these motherfuckers stay in power the way they do? It gotta be more than just money and guns. It gotta be more. It's the information. Like these families who have recorded to fucking have sex with their cousins just to keep their bloodlines pure, and they only reproduce with each other. They passing down more than genes and money, bro. They passing down information that the public don't got that's keeping them well above everybody else. Because that's the only difference between the haves and the have-nots is the fucking information.
Right.
People with bad credit and good credit, what is the difference? The information of how to work
information
credit.
and apply the habits.
Exactly. So they keep the information away from you, give you just enough to stay dependent on them. Bam, I got a lifetime slave.
Nah, that's facts.
I got a lifetime slave. So you got to figure out a way to get the information, man. The knowledge is the key. It's not the material items. It's not the fucking money. It's not none of that, bro. It's the knowledge. And the knowledge applied. That's what put you ahead of the game.
Nah, facts. This was a good one. I think we should keep this one short today.
This nigga bullshit.
Nah,
get up out of here.
I got a few runs to make.
All right, well, we gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all share, like, subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to the Tinfoil Hat Gang. Y'all know what's going on. Shout out to the Viral Gang. Y'all know what's going on. Tune in to the live streams. You feel me? Y'all know we go up on the lives. That's when y'all can tap in. Y'all can holler at us. Y'all can jump on the lives. Talk your shit. As a Viral Gang member, you can come on and pop your shit.
Yeah, man. Tap in, man. Viral way or no way. The movement is movement or it's moving without you.
We out of here.
Ain't no handouts, I did it from the ground up. In the streets, thugging hardest where they found us. Got a problem, nigga, watch my troopers mount up. My bitches bang too, and you a lame though. You niggas ain't outside, yeah, we came through. You want your lights up, we put you on the shade.